Political Insiders join us here in the studio. Charlie Giroux and Tony May. Guys, thanks for being here.
Always good to be here.
Donald Trump continues to just make headlines. Charlie, I got to start with you. Do you still think he's a non-factor despite 24% of registered Republicans in the latest poll?
I never said he was a non-factor. Obviously, he's a factor. He's got a quarter of the electorate, and with a field of 16, 17, 18 candidates, 25% is enormous. What I said is that I don't think he'll ultimately be the nominee of his party, and I continue to believe that. He's touched something very important. It's an election cycle unlike any we've ever seen. The phenomenon of Donald Trump is part of that. People are angry. They're downright PO'd, and he's touching their nerve and speaking for them. The problem is that when you get past the sound bites, and you saw this in his interview on Sunday when he was asked about foreign policy, they said, who are your number one foreign policy advisors? He said, well, I watch a lot of television. Ultimately, I don't think people can think of Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office with his finger on the nuclear button watching television to make his decisions.
Yeah, we have a long way to go.
We do, and we've seen other people rise. Do you think
and I thank Charlie for
continue?
doing my job for me tonight. I'm sorry, what was the question?
No, do you think the momentum will continue?
I think that the other thing to make an observation, both Charlie and I have worked in presidential campaigns, and the pace of the presidential campaign hasn't really started yet for Donald Trump. He's easily bored. I think he'll get bored. I think he'll get lazy, and I think he'll begin to make real gaffes, and that'll trip him up as it has tripped up lesser candidates in the past.
What about the $1 billion, though, that he says he's going to spend?
When he begins to spend it, I may change my tune.
All right, Hillary
We'll have
Clinton.
to wait for that. Yeah.
Is her campaign fizzling, Tony?
I don't think her campaign is fizzling. It's been moving on along at the same slow rate. And if there's any criticism I would make, she's really got to step up the pace and get her base motivated. And these distractions, the email distraction is just keeping her from getting into the campaign meat so that people are beginning to forget why they liked her to begin with, and that's always dangerous.
Well, what do you do with the emails, Benghazi?
The problem is that people don't trust Hillary Clinton. It's as simple as that. Democrats are now saying they have a hard time believing her. This email scandal is enormous. I think it's going to grow. To characterize it as a distraction might make Tony happy today, but I think you're going to see as time goes on that this is a huge problem for her candidacy and that it could in fact implode, and there's already a line of old white men standing behind her ready to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie said that same thing about John Kerry when he was running about the Swift boat scandal. And it did cost John Kerry votes, but it was ultimately unfair and was decided by the electorate to be unfair, and this is unfair as well.
I don't remember President Kerry.
Touche, touche. Thank you, guys. Tony May, Charlie Giroux. You can see our Political Insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30.
And Sunday mornings at 11:30. Join us for CBS 21's Face the State right after CBS's Face the Nation.